I'm an observer, and for the last 13 weeks I've watched Jujutsu Kaisen go from being just a manga that received an anime adaptation to a household name. It's taken the internet by storm, and quite frankly, I've become more of a fan than I thought. Last week's episode set in stone just how great the writing is for the series, and it rid me of any doubt that I had that it could potentially be trash. Gigi Akutami is brave. She's not afraid of taking risks in her own work, and that in turn shows me just how far she's willing to go to take her story to the next level. But is that a good thing? Or can it potentially lead Jujutsu Kaisen to ruin? What's going on, everybody? JUJUTSU here, and as you can tell from the title, I'm here to give you 3 potential hazards that will hurt Jujutsu Kaisen. As you guys know, we are on the road to restoring the glory of my former channel that had over 3,000 subscribers, and we were well on our way to doing great things. So let's push this channel forward and make some things happen. Now, on to the video. Let's start with rushed endings. As I've stated earlier in the video, I'm observant. A lot of manga that catch anime adaptations over the years all start off strong, and due to not wanting to fall off at the height of their popularity, tend to rush endings that hurt their careers by doing so. That in turn hurts the anime's reputation and causes it to be looked at quite different from its original standing. With Jujutsu Kaisen, the story's progression is so well mapped that it doesn't need a rushed ending. The fan base it has acquired over its lifespan proves that, and Gigi, if you are watching this video, I hope you know that as well. So there's no need to rush an ending to sustain popularity, as we support you for as long as you want to continue to write. But there is also a flip side to this, which is a bad sequel or continuation. Sequels, or continuations for that matter, are not bad. But let's say you already had an end in mind, and you get goaded by fans to continue even though you've already saw your story through to the end. Will you continue with your ending, or will you end it off where you've seen best? But that's not the bad part. The hardest part is living up to that expectation of being better than the beginning. Oftentimes they find themselves at the standstill, and more times than not, they do a continuation, which could lead to criticisms such as, this isn't better than the last arc, or maybe you should have just left it where it was at. Even though it was the same fans asking for more. Quite ironic. Which leads us to one of the final topics I want to touch on, and that is taking the typical shonen ending. We all know how shonens end. The main character beats the bad guy, main character gets girl, main character's homie moves on and does what he wants to do in life, you know, the usual. But from what I'm seeing, it's looking like Jujutsu Kaisen is setting up for something much more grand than your typical shonen ending. But is that really the case? Is it a bait and switch? Is it a Demon Slayer, The Promised Neverland all over again? Shonen endings have been super trash recently, and with the likes of Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, and My Hero Academia doing as well as they are, we have a potential shift in how shonen anime can be perceived, and I actually have a video called The Resurgence of Shonen Anime coming soon. There's more that could possibly go wrong, but I'm gonna be optimistic in saying that this has the potential to be one of the greatest shonen anime to date. It has a great cast, great writing, great action sequences. There's not much you can say is wrong with Jujutsu Kaisen. After being burned by so many shonen endings that I had hope for, There's nothing wrong with voicing concerns at this point. GG, we have hella faith in you and what you're doing. So continue giving us your best work, and you'll continue to have our dying support. Are you a fan of Jujutsu Kaisen, or just anime in general? Hit that subscribe button. We are back in full effect of video creation, and your support is much appreciated. Getting back to 3K is a tough task, but with your support, we can definitely do that in no time. Like I said earlier, I'm working on a video about the resurgence of Shonen anime, so I hope you stay tuned for that. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. That's where you'll catch updates on what's to come, and is also the best way you can keep in contact with me. As always, it's xDomoSenpaix, and I will see you guys in the next video.